And here we are on Antiga Shipyard, and in the lower left, our player from the team OGS, recently advancing to the Codes round of 16, but will he advance any farther in this tournament? It is OGS SuperNoVa, and in the upper right part of the map, in the blue from the team. Oh, FXO, you got the colors mixed up. Looks like
they switched colors
again.
on us.
These guys. It is FXO GuMiho.
There we are.
The towel Terran.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Tisk, manner, guys, manner.
See, you know, it's okay if they would change like from red to green or something, but when they just keep swapping back and forth between blue and red, that makes it kind of difficult, man.
Inevitably, we will call SuperNoVa GuMiho at some point because GuMiho's been red 3 out of the first 4 games.
Yep.
All right, so here we go now, and of course, 3 of the first 4 games we saw Proxy Tech, and the last game was still a crazy couple of builds, but you know, a little more conventional. We saw Reapers, what we thought was going to be a Reaper expand turned into 3 Reapers and double gas into Hellions, but we'll see if it's going to be something similar here. Both players actually going for gas first.
Yep. So, what's it going to be after that? Not Proxy Marauder, that's something I can tell you right now.
That is true.
You know, with GuMiho, you kind of have to expect Banshees. He does love his Banshee play, and SuperNoVa makes quite a few of them himself as well. So it could be a number of different things, but I would bet that at least one of those guys is going to be going for Cloak Banshees out of this.
All right.
Or at least very fast Banshees. We'll have to see if the second gas goes down anytime soon.
GuMiho, the couple of times that he did decide to go gas first was going gas first, but just 1 gas and sitting on uncloaked Banshees for a little while. At least that was his plan, and then he had to deal with a lot of early pressure, and things kind of got messed up from there. I'm thinking specifically of game number 1, but let's see here now as both players' barracks about to finish up at the same time, and we'll see what they move into after that. Both players going to have just enough for that factory right away.
Yep. They will indeed. And we'll have to see if they actually put it down. There it is. Okay, factory number 1, factory number 2. And so let's talk a little bit about Antiga Shipyard. It's one of the maps where you can take 3 fairly quick bases, but that third base can be a little bit tough to hold on to. You've got those destructible rocks that players like to break through to do attacks into that. And if you get your army on that high ground at your opponent's third base, that's actually a really great position to be in. You can push down into their natural expansion to a certain extent, and that can be very, very hard to handle. So, you know, that third base, that easy third base, does come at a cost. So we've seen a lot of Terrans just kind of skip it and go for heavier 2-base play on this as well. And so that's an option.
Well, we already have a difference between these 2 builds, as it was a reactor that was added on first for SuperNoVa. Of course, a tech lab for GuMiho, as he is going to put down that starport basically as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And doesn't look like he's afraid of being found out or revealed. It is the 1 gas variant, so it's not going to be fast as possible cloak. Excuse me.
He's like, oh, I forgot to wall off. Nope.
Yeah, that's not going to be there in time. So, all right. Well, let's see here now as SuperNoVa, on the other hand, he does have a reactor producing a ton of Marines for now, making a few Hellions as well. Still just sitting on 1 gas, so we'll have enough for a medevac when this pops out.
Yeah, and beyond that, you know, it could be anything. It kind of depends on what sort of damage is done early in this game, and this is a fight in futility.
That is true.
GuMiho.
Are they just staring at each other, thinking, why are we doing this to each other? We're so alike, you and I.
It's like in those mecha animes. You know, inevitably, in any one of those large robot animes, some character goes, what are we fighting for?
Yes.
Always happens.
That's what they do, is they chew on their cigar.
I'm looking at you, Hero.
Wow, he's just staring off into the distance.
That's an odd place to pause it for the 2D portrait.
No kidding.
Okay,
so
just kind of looks shell-shocked. He's like, I can't believe I'm doing this again.
That's the 1,000-mile stare right there.
It's a little bit like Dr. House.
Yeah, kind of does.
A little bit.
Gaunty cheeks, everything. All right, so let's see here now as Hellions traversing across the map for both players at the moment. And our first Banshee did pop up for GuMiho. He's got a, well, that's actually going to come out this way now. And he does have a Viking following this up as well.
All right, well, more Hellion on Hellion action, but this one's going to go well for GuMiho.
Yeah.
Our blue Terran, and he's going to try to get up into the base. Those Marines are not going to stop him for long.
No, because this was not a wall right there. The supply depot was put off to the side, so a lot of units may go down. The SCVs are pulled off the line.
Oh, all he needs to do is micro, but he's not doing it because there's also a drop going on in his base.
Yeah, but it looks like he's able to clean that up pretty efficiently so far. A few more Hellions swinging their way through. There's a Banshee who decides to attack his own orbital command before going after the Hellions, but he will eventually go after those. Let's actually take a look at the workers killed now. 5 workers killed to 7 workers killed. There are 21 SCVs sitting out there for GuMiho versus the 15 of SuperNoVa.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, things fairly even for both of these guys. Not a whole lot of extra damage done on either side. The big difference here, that GuMiho's expansion is on the way, whereas SuperNoVa has not quite started his yet here, but you know GuMiho needs to restart his because the SCV that was building it kind of died. So
yes,
there we go. Okay, now it is just about finishing. So GuMiho will get a nice little economic boost, but SuperNoVa will have a stronger army. So the trade-offs are there. We'll have to see whose benefits who more.
And using that medevac to heal up some hurt SCVs inside of the mineral line, certainly a cool use of the energy there. A couple of Marines are going to run out across the map. This Hellion is pretty low, but it looks like SuperNoVa picks up on that in time, and he's able to micro away.
Yeah, so let's take a look at what each player has in their base right now. Looks like a little Air Force here for GuMiho. He's also got just the 1-1-1 going, no extra production buildings thrown down just yet. And the same goes for SuperNoVa. A little bit different building configuration. SuperNoVa here going into just Marine tank medevac, it looks like.
But there's no expansion for SuperNoVa, nor is there one started. So SuperNoVa is going to make a very, very powerful one-base attack.
Yeah, he may just go for it, trying to take advantage of the fact that his opponent has a bit smaller of an army because he expanded here. But GuMiho coming in from behind. There are 2 Vikings there. Will they be able to pick off that Banshee, though?
And he's going to try and pull back into the rest of his air forces, which he does, and he has enough to start forcing this back. 1 Viking goes down immediately. The second one taking quite a bit of damage, and eventually that Banshee is going to move up and will be able to start getting some more kills. However, SuperNoVa is chasing GuMiho across the map.
Yeah, but he's got a lot still ready to defend at home, and GuMiho poised to do a lot of damage here in the main base of SuperNoVa.
Yeah.
Landing a couple Vikings as well. This is looking rough for our OGS Terran player.
Oh my god, and is SuperNoVa going to go up 2-0 and then lose the game? We'll find out. 2 attacks going on at once. The SCVs are trying to surround these Vikings up at the front here, though. It's not going to be enough. SuperNoVa's gone down. He goes up 2-0, and GuMiho comes back and wins 3 in a row to knock SuperNoVa out of the tournament.
Never underestimate the Towel Terran. GuMiho coming back.